Ladies and gentlemen, the numbers are in. We have some updated numbers surrounding the Nintendo Switch and some of the games, and it's freaking impressive. I have been waiting for these numbers to come out to make this video, and it turns out it was for great reason. We're going to break all this down. My name is Robot Joe and I'm your host as always. Let's go ahead and get started. So I have been waiting for some updated numbers surrounding the Nintendo Switch because it kind of went dark for a couple months. We were left up in the air. Is the Switch still selling good? Are Switch games selling good? How good has Tears of the Kingdom done? Now we have an answer to all that, so we're going to break all that down. Before we get started, make sure you hit a like and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram so we can keep the community growing and you won't miss out on some awesome giveaways. Let's get into it. 1 billion Switch games have now been sold. Top 10 bestsellers revealed. 1 billion games have been sold. I'll say it one more time. 1 billion games have been sold. The infinite money glitch. Holy crap. The Switch is the first Nintendo console to reach 1 billion game sales. As part of Nintendo's latest financial briefing, the company updated its list of the top selling Switch games of all time, and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe continues to reign supreme. Damn, we're never getting a new Mario Kart. It's officially over. No more Mario Kart games in the future. When the new Nintendo console comes out, we're going to get Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Deluxe. And then after that, we're going to get Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Deluxe Deluxe, and it's just going to continue on. Nintendo also confirmed that more than 1 billion Switch games have now been sold since the system arrived in 2017. That is so freaking impressive and so hard to wrap your head around. Have you ever seen that graph of the difference between like 1 million and 1 billion? It's just astrologically way more big and impressive. It's insane. 1 billion games. I'm just picturing 1 billion games like spread out on the ground or stacked all the way up. That's how many have been sold. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe has now sold 55.46 million copies through June 30th. We're not talking about Mario Kart 8. I don't care about any of these other numbers. Animal Crossing has now moved 42 million copies, up from 42.21 million last quarter. So not that much more, I guess, in the grand scheme of things. It's still so impressive that Animal Crossing was able to sell that many freaking copies, largely with help from the pandemic. The rest of the top 10 list is pretty much the same, except Ring Fit Adventure dropped out of the charts, pushed out by New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe and Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Tears of the Kingdom, I believe, came out May 12th, so almost 3 months ago, and has now sold 18 million copies. Truly insane. Already a top 10 best-selling Switch game of all time. As mentioned, more than 1 billion Switch games have now been sold. That's more than any other Nintendo platformer ever. The Nintendo DS had 940 million games sold for it, and the Wii following 921 million games sold. That's just, it's so impressive, man, it truly is. As for Switch hardware sales, the system has now shifted more than 129 million units, and will likely finish its run as the third best-selling gaming console of all time. So the question was always, will the Switch become the #1 best-selling console of all time? With talks of a new Nintendo console on the horizon, I don't see the Switch getting another big push. If Nintendo is ever going to have a console become the #1 spot, because I believe it's a PS2, don't quote me on that, but I believe it's a PS2, the Switch was going to be the console to do that. Now, that's not saying once a new Nintendo console comes out that people will completely abandon the Switch. Unless they drop the price point to like $200 for the standard Switch, I don't see it getting another big push. And as long as the next Nintendo console is backwards compatible, it's like, well, why would I go with the more inferior system? You know what I mean? That's not to say that the Switch sales have not been impressive and completely revived Nintendo as a company and made them a dominant force in the gaming industry, but it was cool wondering, will the Switch become #1? Will it become #1? Yeah, I just don't see that happening. I guess time will tell, you know what I mean? Now let's look at the top 10 game list. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which I will now be talking as like it's Lord of Voldemort for Harry Potter. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is he who shall not be named from now on. I am so tired of seeing this damn game. Animal Crossing New Horizons, yeah, I don't see that doing much more than what it's already done. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, 31 million, very impressive. Breath of the Wild, 30 million. Super Mario Odyssey, 26 million. Sword and Shield, 25 million. Scarlet and Violet, very impressive, 22 million copies. And if you know anything about gaming and how this game was launched, you know that is I don't have a description for what that is. Super Mario Party, 19 million, which sucks because Mario Party Superstars is the better one. Or was it All-Stars? Mario Party All-Stars? Mario Party Superstars? I don't know what's going on right now. And The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, 18 million copies. This is very impressive. Now, here's the caveat. If Nintendo's next console is not backwards compatible, then Tears of the Kingdom may not overtake Breath of the Wild. Yes, we have another 6 months of this year, and I can at least see another 5 million copies being sold by then, maybe another million next year. But if Nintendo's next console isn't backwards compatible and people just move on to the next whatever that comes out when the Switch 2, Switch Pro, or whatever it's called launches, will Tears of the Kingdom continue to sell? If it is backwards compatible, then yes, people will continue to buy Tears of the Kingdom on whatever the next Nintendo hardware is, because why not? Do I realistically think it can overtake Breath of the Wild? It's questionable. Could it sell 31 million copies or at least 32 million copies? I just don't know at this point. I feel like the hype has died down quite a bit since Tears of the Kingdoms came out. New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. I hate this game. It is also on the He Who Shall Not Be Named list. It's one of the most soulless Mario games of all time. Anyway, guys, what do you think? The Switch has sold over 1 billion games. The Switch has sold over 129 million units. Tears of the Kingdom is now the 9th best-selling Switch game of all time at 18 million units. This is all very impressive. A couple questions I leave with you. Do you think this Switch can continue to sell and maybe become the best-selling console of all time? Do you think Tears of the Kingdom can sell more than Breath of the Wild? And any other thoughts and opinions you have, let me know. And remember, if you enjoy gaming news, gaming stories, and Nintendo Switch content, then you are in fact the right place. So go ahead and hit a like and subscribe. Let's keep the community growing. Follow me on Instagram, we do some amazing giveaways, and you guys know me, I'll see you soon with a new video. Peace out.